And welcome back. Today we have Brankica Ljamic, president of ICF Serbia with 50 years and over experience in coaching. She's going to talk to us about transforming the perception of coaching in today's ever-changing world. Welcome, Brankica.
Sophia, thank you very much. It's a great privilege, honor, and responsibility to represent such a great and respectable organization as ICF is. Today, we're going to be talking about transforming the perception of coaching. What does it mean? We have two terms here that are very important: continuum, coaching continuum, because there is a lot of going on the market. And what are we talking about also? It's transforming. What are we transforming? We are actually, as ICF Serbia, a part of the largest and most respectful coaching organization in the world. We are here to fight for some introduction of some words into the vocabulary of the coaching community. And those words are standards, quality, respect, competencies, and professional approach. So by doing that, what is ICF? Sorry, there are some issues here with the slides, but I'm going to continue with them. What are we doing here? We are ICF Serbia is a part of the largest and most respectful coaching organization in the world. ICF was established in 1995 as the first and most respectable organization fully devoted to coaching and building up the standards of professional coaching in the world. How did it do it? It actually developed the standards and gold standard of coaching by establishing different organizations that work for it. Okay, it's not working. Okay, let me see if I can solve this. Okay. Thank you for the thing. It was established in 1995 as the main accrediting credentialing body for both training programs and coaches. The idea of ICF was to create the future that at the time was not existing, with a mission to lead the global advancement of the coaching profession. Inspired by the group of coaches that were dealing with the emerging industry, ICF in 1995 was a small organization. 25 years later, on the 25th anniversary, we have 38,000 members in 100 plus countries. We have 33,000 accredited holders and more than 40 chapters in more than 80 countries. What does it mean? ICF emerged into the most respectful organization that leads the industry towards self-regulation, and that's why we are talking about transformation in our country. 38,000 coaches mean that all members have to apply to certain standards of membership. That means that they have to be first educated. Credential holders mean that people who are applying, having appropriate education, also have to apply to ethical standards and to comply to continuous education, which is the cornerstone of ICF belief system. 140 countries means that chapters are the points of influence, which actually influence the local environment in non-regulated industry. So I presented the map of what is the current situation of chapters. As I mentioned, chapters are the points of influence in our industry. Through them, all the knowledge and skills and standards that ICF is imposing on the market are presented, and they are to follow. ICF Serbia chapter was the first chapter in former Yugoslavia that was established with the goal to actually pass the ideas and the values ICF has on me. The major thing is that coaching is an integral part of thriving society, because in coaching changes lives. And that is something that we believe in, and that is something that we are fighting for in our case study that we are presenting, that I'm going to be presenting today. ICF Serbia chapter, established in December 2018, was established with the idea to support the development of the industry that is that was, as I said, had a very large continuum of different services and different approaches. The idea of a chapter was to get connected and get closer to the relevant communities. And there are 3 relevant communities in our work. It's our membership and how to support our members and grow membership that will become a relevant force in the society. Second is business community, our partners in business, and what we are doing to develop communication with them. And the third is a connection with the legal authorities and actually supporting the development of legal regulation and be the part in a regulating industry when the time comes. So 2 years ago, there were 26 members of ICF who established this organization. Nowadays, in November 2020, we have 50 members that are not only located in Serbia, but located in different countries, no matter if they are of Serb origin or are linked to the regional development. So we have members from Serbia, Croatia, Macedonia, Luxembourg, France, and China. And in this moment, also, out of 50 members, we have 29 who are credential holders in 3 different credentialing systems, levels that we hold. Why is this important? Because we want, as building a case of setting up a serious profession and adding the relevancy and the value that coaching can provide in thriving society. We are actually gaining from the resources that ICF developed. ICF is, as of 2020, is not a single and one organization. ICF is an organization, an umbrella organization that consists of 6 different organizations. All of them making an influence and relevance in some of the coaching fields. And those identified coaching fields are thought leadership. What is going to happen with the coaching in the future? How is coaching going to influence the world? How can coaching contribute to better society? Those are the issues that ICF Thought Leadership is dealing with. Organization that is called ICF Professional Coach is an organization that deals with membership and works on continuous education, help to be present at coaches, understanding the needs of coaches in the worldwide on different locations, and understanding the link between membership and the local community. ICF Foundation deals with the organization with underprivileged populations and providing coaching and experience of coaching in different areas where maybe people will not be having opportunity to experience coaching, non-profit as other parts of ICF. ICF Credentials and Standards is an organization that deals with the licensing and with providing the level of professionalism, education, and skills for coaches to prove that they actually achieve that. ICF Coach Training Organization is the organization that independently deals with accredited coaching programs and providing professional standards for them. And ICF Coaching in Organization, the last organization, is one that provides a link with businesses. And that is where the story of our case starts. How do we get connected with the businesses, and how do we actually, as a local community of 50 coaches, actually get connected with them, and what are the resources from the large pool of informations, knowledge, and contacts that ICF Global has. How do we connect with that? So one of the areas in which ICF is very famous of and set up the standards in the industry is a global coaching study. And global coaching survey actually is conducted every other year. Last was in 2019, and that was the pool out of which we actually created our strategy for dealing and to approaching the industry, then the businesses that we want to get in contact with. Global coaching study last, the previous one was in 2017. That global coaching study was so broad that with 22.5 thousand people who answered from 161 countries, and also followed by the COVID research in this year. What are the main findings of this research that led to our way of thinking and our local research in 2020? Main findings were that coaching is growing on the approximately 10% per year annually on the world level. Different areas, of course, have different influences and different levels of growth, but at this point in time, approximately 10% per year. Why is coaching growing? Because there are things that say coaching works. And research is coaching is becoming a mainstream and is influencing not only businesses but the society as a whole. At this point in time, this coaching study 2019 actually influenced some other studies and approaches, which led to following conclusions and trends. Coaching is becoming a mainstream. Out of the luxury and C-suite and high rank officials, executive level, coaching is becoming a major contributor to the success of the organization, meaning that the major consumers of services of coaching are moving from the boardrooms to everywhere in the. Therefore, coaching skills are widely used among professionals who manage others, which would mean that managers and leaders are now applying coaching schools are now the mainstream and almost the standards in the industry. When we talk about businesses and what are their expectations from coaching, quality assurance is becoming a major theme. Top of the mind for the organizations, that would mean that credentialing for the coaches is not an option. It's not optional. It's not something that we could talk about. So when it comes to organizations are using coaching widespreadly now, much more than in the past. Within organizations, internal coaching is becoming a paradigm. Coaching skills are used by managers, not only internal coaches, and what the organization is asking for, some standards, and knowing that the quality will be assured. When it comes to other influences, coaching is moving outside of the coaching arena of only professionals and moving into the academia and becoming a part of high tuition universities as a normal part of curriculum. That would, if you go to Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford curriculum, you will find coaching as a normal part of management education. Coaching is also becoming part of scientific research. because the idea of ICF, that coaching is part of global thriving society, is supporting a thriving society, and is supporting because coaching changes lives. That is nowadays proven by scientific research, and which is on the rise in different areas on what kind of influence coaching actually has on people, and what are the effects on coaching. So not only in sociological terms, it's also on the level of neuroscience and neuroplasticity, which would mean that nowadays we have proofs that asking questions, which is part of normal routine coaching, in coaching conversations, asking questions changes, rewires our brain in a way that is now becoming a scientific proof. New questions, as long as we ask ourselves the same questions, we will have the same wiring of our brain. But in order to have changes, we will have to ask ourselves different questions. And nowadays, science is proving that. On the other side, we are all aware of the witnesses of the influence of the artificial intelligence that replaces linear thinking. And fortunately, coaching is not part of linear thinking. Coaching is part of creative and intuitive dimension. And we are all dealing with the activity that is bringing humanity more, bring us close to humanity. So what all those findings and the scope of the research has showed us and made us think in ICF Serbia, how can we actually capitalize on the trends in the world, on all the resources that the global community of 38,000 people and 6 different organizations that support, they're fully developed and fully committed to developing coaching profession by setting gold standard of it. How can we actually support it and make it viable to and useful to our community? So this year, we conducted a research by asking the most relevant representatives of our industry business community. We wanted to investigate what are their needs, what is their perspective on coaching, what are their experiences, and how can we move on from that point. Findings of the research are still under processing, and the first people who would have the full access to it will be actually those that answered and participated. But what we are witnessing now, and what we are thinking, and what our intentions are with regards to this, is that we decided to pursue our dream and our great idea to form a gold standard club. Gold Standard Club is a club fully devoted to connected ICF with corporations and businesses, and actually providing an insight and knowledge and information and all the relevant information for how can a professional coaching and standardization of coaching practice actually be developed into the organization. And through partnering with organizations, we intend to get closer and to share and help organizations understand the benefits of coaching. And by doing that, we will be a link between ICF and resources and that wide network that I have showed on the map, and our community that is asking for the guidance on how to provide coaching culture in the environment, in their business environment. So we are going to be doing that by closely working with the organizations and providing what we've heard in last few days are needs of the organizations, case studies, and good practices, and connection with organizations that have good stories, as we had so we would help organizations participate and get into the information pool that ICF had. So a few weeks ago, we had an open link to IKEA case. And through the ICF Sweden experience, we had with our business partners from ICF, from Gold Standards Club, they had an opportunity to learn from IKEA. How did they develop their internal coaching practices? How did they do? What do they do on developing? For 15 years already, how did they do it, and what are their experiences, what are the outcomes of their work, and what is it that what are the lessons that they learned and they would like to share. And that is where we want to build on, developing coaching as a profession that has a reliability based on good cases and based on experiences from others. And when we talk about the findings and what are actually the questions that we would like to answer in our, there are three major questions that we notice that organizations are asking us currently. How can coaching support fulfillment of business goals? That is something that we noticed that's a major topic, both on the world level, the global level, and in our environment. How can nowadays coaching as a support to personal development in business environment, how can that actually support business goals? And how can we make a link? Of course, following by that is another question. How can we calculate return on investment of coaching? And how can we actually make coaching a business support, not only HR support? How can the goals of the organization be supported by coaching and by calculating return on investment? Those things are something that we will discuss, and we will provide infos and good cases and work with the organizations that become the part of Gold Standard Club. We want them to understand how can we do it. We want to develop methodologies, to provide cases, to support, and to provide a place for our coaches and coaches that are members of ICF to actually have a chance to work and to establish and support coaching programs and transformations in the organizations. Of course, one of the major questions that is arising is how to choose a coach. And choosing a coach nowadays is with all the variety on the market, is a major topic that was the source of our establishment, because the way and the professional education that the coaches that have ICF credentials are going through the path of education and developing skills is something that we would like to make available and known by business community. The level of engagement, the level of time needed, efforts needed, and the experience needed for the coaching, for the coach to be able to declare the professional status, is something that we are going to be sharing. So, how are we going to be doing this? As COVID situation this year brought so many different challenges to us, it also brought the situation in ICF that we can communicate fast with our regional with other chapters regionally. We
Brankica, I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry, just due to time concerns,
Yes.
the time is, yeah.
We are starting with in February and March with educational programs that are dealing with all those questions that we asked. How to calculate, how to choose a professional coach, and how to delineate between coaching and psychotherapy.